Are you going to buy something such as Plex? Always enter code Aceface into the Creator Code tab here. This makes it so that 5% of the earnings go to me and doesn't cost you anything extra. I would appreciate it a lot. Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. This is a video on using the Gila to run T5 Abyss, and this is a fit that I want to show you guys that costs only 688 million ISK and is able to run the T5s really smoothly and really safely in my test so far. I want to just demonstrate this with you. So this fit, to be honest, is one of my favorite fits now because of how it's so cheap. There are other fits that I like more in terms of efficiency. They are a lot quicker than this, but this is so nice because this is really great if you, say, get ganked or you've lost your really expensive Gila, but you want to get back into a relatively high tier Abyss quite quickly. Can be an idea to start with something like this because they're only 688 million and you're going to be able to run T5 straight away. Just a word of caution, you need to have good skills to run this. This is not for people who have really bad skills, so absolutely not alpha clones. So this fit actually worked before that surgical strike rework with the Legion expansion, but it actually is even more powerful after that because of the buffs to multispectrum shield hardness. So this thing is an absolute beast. So the way this ship is so cheap is because we're using this to run the electrical sides, the T5 electrics. And then we've replaced one of the damage modules for a Flux Coil. So this makes it so that we have very good capacitor. Because we've got good capacitor, this means we can have modules like this shield boost amplifier. We don't have to have so many capacitor modules. See, all of these just boosting our tank here. So we've only got really two cap modules here, the Flux Coil and the large cap battery. And because of us buffing our capacitor a lot by default here and in the electrical side, it allows us to be cap stable and still have a lot of tank modules that make us tank a lot. And because of that, we're able to use very cheap tank modules too. So this is the main module that costs a lot here, the GIST X-Type Large Shield Booster. This is the main one. But otherwise, you just got Tech 2 Multispectrum Shield Hardness, Tech 2 Afterburner, Tech 2 Shield Boost Amplifier, Faction Republic Fleet Large Cap Battery, but it doesn't cost so much though. I got Tech 2, Tech 2, Tech 2, or Tech 1, a little bit Tech 2, Tech 1, Tech 2. You see, very chill here. So it has got some boosters. You shouldn't have to use these boosters, but you can occasionally have to use them if you notice they are taking a very high amount of damage, but usually you won't have to use these guys. And no implants at all, so it is pretty chill. So this is a ship here. Ooh, it's even cheaper than it says in the estimated price, 674 million ISK. So doing the electrics, they're alright, but the one issue with them is their price. The chaotic electrics do cost a pretty penny, but in my opinion it's worth it because of how easy they are to do. And they are a little bit higher than usual right now. I have been able to get them previously around 20 million, lower 20 million ISK. So many Gila fits out there, they often utilize triple damage modules, and it's very good to have triple damage modules because your ship is going to do so much more DPS. But this really helps buff the tank so much when you got this Flux Coil here. Otherwise, you can upgrade this to the fit I often use to farm T5 sites nowadays. It's the T5 Electric Gila full fit. So you could start with this, and you can work your way up to this one. So you see here, 1.6 billion, so quite a bit more. It's got the triple damage modules. Then we've got the Solidifier here, some capacitor module here, slightly blingier multispectrum, same large shield booster, and then I've got some implants that's making it a lot more expensive. The fit itself though is not the main, well, it does cost a bit more. But you can see you can work your way up. You can make yourself quite a bit better by swapping out some modules. So you start off with this, you know, you get some cash, then accumulate a few implants, and suddenly your ship is so much more powerful. And you could flip one of these multispectrums to a C-type, like this one here. Just flip it to a C-type. You are keeping this large shield booster, and then you just keep on grinding until you get these implants. It's not even a full high-grade crystal clone, so you could even be tankier. But this is just this is a partial one, just to get enough tank to be able to survive the T5s. Since it's not a triple damage module setup, then, you know, it's not going to be super fast. But it gets the job done. Getting close, use the Tech 2s to speed everything up. You see here, 20 gigajoules to spare in the electrical side. It's not invincible when it comes to this capacitor. You have to remember that this is a single cap battery Gila. There are many Gila fits that use dual cap batteries, and they are a lot more resistant to newts. So you have to be a little bit aware of the newts. So here I would like to take out this Firewatch. It's not that I think that I'll have any problems, because generally speaking the sleep waves never give me issues with newts. But it's always good to save a bit of capacitor here and there if you can, and get used to it. I love the Gila in terms of its simplicity. Like, you don't have to think too much about application here. You've got your rapid lights, you've got your drones, and they're usually able to take care of everything. We can just spread out the drones a little bit here. Oh, they're taking a bit of damage. Sleepers, they don't particularly like drones. I often have problems with them attacking my drones a lot. I should be using my shield boost a bit more, because we are losing a lot of shields by just chilling there, passively tanking. I remember once, a long time ago, I think it was 2019, I got ganked. I was primarily doing T5 electricals like I'm doing here. Right now, my end goal, the optimal fit or filament to farm in, are the T6 exotics. But back then, that was when I was doing T5 electrics, and I got ganked. And I had very little money. I didn't have enough money to replace the entire ship. But I had like, I think, 1 billion or 2 billion. But I didn't have enough liquid cash to just spend on like a 3 billion-isk fit. So what I did was I did something similar to this. It wasn't exactly this fit, but it was similar to this fit. And I was using dual shield boosters. So you could also do that. You can get quite a lot of HP per second when you're using 2 shield boosters. And I was able to get a lot of HP per second. And I was doing it in a similar fashion where I had... Oh, marshal room, we have to be careful. I was doing it in a similar fashion, and I had a Flux Coil, and I was able to then get a lot of tank for a very low cost, just to be able to get something that I'm not, like, you know, able to use until I farm my way up to be able to afford another ship that is more expensive. We need to be careful there. Look, they're taking a lot of damage, those drones. Oh, it's the automatic suppressor, that's the problem. No, drones, don't die. We need to destroy that Thunderchild, because that thing regens a lot of HP and initially starts off with a very low amount of HP, so you can actually kill it very quickly and save a lot of time by destroying it straight away. The Stormbringers, those guys have quite a big tank, because they have a lot of recharge and quite high resists, relatively speaking, compared to the other Edencom guys. Oh, you got a T6 filament. That was a Firestorm, so not worth that much, unfortunately. Oh, but this is at 500. Perfect. You see, when we're using our shield booster, then we have no problem with the tank. And we could potentially get even more tank by using these boosters here. They can help a lot. And no implants too. And say you're trying to go for that optimal fit that's got 3 damage modules. You can keep adding more, like, you know, the implants and the bling modules. Eventually you're going to get so much tank that you can almost AFK this. Ooh, Leshaks. Okay. Let's take out the renewing first, because these guys do a lot of remote reps. They can be quite scary if you let them spool up a lot. But the Leshaks, they die so quickly since they have so little initial HP, so I don't usually have much issues with them. But don't underestimate them, don't let them spool up. And don't let them regen their armor, because then they'll be hard to kill. I just always charge in unless they're a bunch of starvers. If they're starvers, then you can have big problems because they've got really strong newts, the Leshaks. One thing that their newts have a downside of, even though they're very strong, is that they've got very long cycle times. So they can like instantly sometimes drain your capacitor, but then you quickly are able to regen back up because it's such a long time until the next newt cycle goes off. So I have actually had some fits previously that had so good recharge, they were completely neuted out, but then it just regens back up. So it was actually not so much of an issue, even though I was getting completely draining my capacitor. I'm not sure which fit that was, but I believe there was those retributions that I use sometimes in the low tier abyss. The tiny little frigates and very small capacitors, so it's very easy for them to get fully neutered out with a single cycle of the Leshak. But then you're doing the electrical sites, you can get the capacitor up very quickly. Okay, one Leshak left, so pretty quick room. It was largely due to us having Leshak rooms and Edencom rooms because they are very quick rooms. But otherwise, T5 in probably, what is this, like 11 minutes, 12 minutes. In this Gila that has very low DPS with 2 damage modules, no implants, Tech 2 modules. Pretty cool, pretty cool. There we go, drone's taking care of him. So this fit, I think it's really great. It's really great for people who want to get into the Abyss and want to do a slightly higher tier than doing these basic T1s, T2s, T3s. I still think it is very good to start in those low tiers in the beginning just to get more used to the different rooms that exist. But this is a very nice way to jump into the higher tiers if you don't want to invest too much. Gets it slowly, but it gets the job done. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.